Today's responsive reading, which is printed in the bulletin, is special for Fountain Club. I invite you to join me in the reading. Come into the community of gentleness, of justice, and love. Come, and you shall be refreshed. Let the healing power of this people penetrate you. Let loving kindness and joy pass through you. Let hope interfuse you, and peace be the law of your hearts. In this human circle, caring is a calling. All of us are called, so come into the circle of caring. Good morning. My name is Alice Gallmeyer, and I have delighted in the Fountain Street Church community for my whole life. Some of you may have taught me in character school or sung with me in a choir. Many of you I don't know, though, and I am here today to welcome you especially. Thank you, all of you, for your presence and for your contributions to this remarkable church. Michigan is my home, but I've had many other homes too, and I have found it to be difficult to describe us properly. In the past, I have said something along the lines of, we are a thoughtful, progressive, and active response to a straight-laced, closed-minded community. This was an easy enough explanation at my oasis of a liberal arts college in Colorado Springs. Well, I don't think we can say that anymore. Our city has really become a welcoming place. And I can say that because for 3 years, I've worked in refugee services, and I've seen all different kinds of people in Grand Rapids welcome our new Americans. Besides, I think it's a bit of a cop-out to define something in opposition to something else. So who are we? We are 20 teens meditating in a canyon, serving our community, encountering the other, whatever that may be, and asking big questions. Harmonizing in a vibrant room, sharing stories, and listening. Embracing our natural world and caring for and advocating for it. We are breaking bread, and more than anything else, we are laughing the deepest of belly laughter. I've been a Fountain Club leader for about 4 years, and I'm pleased to report that our young people get it. They're a beautiful representation of this church. They, like us, do some doubting and some believing. They, like us, come together in hopes of promoting a culture of personal growth. And they, like us, want to improve our community and our society. Free the mind, grow the soul, change the world. This is what our church is all about. Karibu. I find that everything sounds better to me in Swahili. Welcome home.
Yes, we all have a rhythm and we all have a pulse, and we all have a song to sing. Yes, we all have rhythm and we all have a pulse, and we all have a song to sing. We all have rhythm and we all have a pulse. We all have a song to sing. Yes, we all have rhythm and we all have a pulse. We all have a song to sing. So find your heart song. Your heart knows the drum beat, and you are as strong as the earth beneath your feet. Yes, we all have rhythm and we all have a pulse. We all have a song to sing. Yes, we all have rhythm and we all have a pulse. We all have a song to sing. Find your heart song. Your heart knows the drum beat, and we are as strong as the earth beneath our feet. Yes, we all have rhythm and we all have a pulse. We all have a song to sing. Yes, we all have rhythm and we all have a pulse. We all have a song to sing. Find your heart song. Your heart knows the drum beat, and we are as strong as the earth beneath our feet. Yes, we all have rhythm and we all have a pulse. We all have a song to sing. We all have rhythm and we all have a pulse, and we all have a song to sing.
Hi, I'm Cassie Batani, and I'm a senior at East Grand Rapids High School. It all started sophomore year. The insecurities, the voice in my head telling me that I wasn't good enough. I would isolate myself from my peers, and I felt like I was floating in a limbo between life and death. Nothing seemed to matter to me anymore. I could have lost friendships, my trust in my family, and failed every single test in school, and I couldn't have cared less. I was stuck in this place where I felt the need to hide myself beneath baggy clothes, hoping no one would notice me. I had figured that if I could not control my emotions, the one thing I could control was what I ate. I would punish myself obsessively concerning over what I ate. Some days if I ate, I would get rid of it until I was empty and lightheaded. I would mindlessly put myself through hell every morning and night with insane workout routines, hoping that I would like myself a little bit more if I was toned. This lasted for 2 years. My hair started falling out, my nails turned purplish blue and grew in ridges. My self-esteem plummeted to a level that I never thought was possible. My body heat diminished. I could not get myself warm no matter what I did. My normally glowing tan skin turned pale all over with purplish blotches. I was losing myself and I was getting more and more unhappy with my life until I finally decided that I didn't want it anymore. My mother and my father could tell something was wrong. Their once happy, bubbly, fun-loving, and caring daughter had turned into an emotionless zombie. Little did I know that my parents had been researching my symptoms over the years, trying to figure out how to help, along with what they were trying to figure out when the best time to confront me was. When they finally came to their conclusion for my sudden change, my mother was the first to intervene between the monster that had taken their daughter away. She told me I was sick and that she could help. I didn't even give her a second without convincing myself that she was crazy for even saying those things to me. I felt betrayed. I was filled with anger, thinking that my own mother would accuse me of such things. Knowing that I couldn't handle this monster on my own, I was admitted into a psychiatric hospital in the beginning of June 2013. There I was diagnosed with an eating disorder, anxiety, and depression. When I returned to school for my summer away, Erica, one of my greatest friends that I have ever had, brought me to Fountain Street Church to attend Fountain Club. She was always telling me about it and how much fun it was. I decided one day that I wanted to check it out. I fell irrevocably in love with the people, activities, and the feeling that I belonged somewhere. Everyone was so kind from the beginning, and I could feel my mood elevate. I knew this was the place for me. Shortly after my first Fountain Club experience, I enrolled and became a member of club. Unfortunately, I was still hiding the fact that I wasn't really better even after the hospital stay. I would look forward to every Sunday for club so that I could escape from my own hell that I had created. No one judged me, and everyone was supportive. We did fundraisers for our upcoming mission trip to Flagstaff, Arizona. Every clubber and adult leader put hours into making the trip happen. Before we knew it, we were on the train to Arizona. The mission trip was the most life-changing trip that I have ever been on. I loved every moment of it and never wanted to come back home to reality. We served others at a local food bank, hiked the Grand Canyon, worked at an animal shelter, and so much more, all the while staying with one another, laughing and having a blast. When it was time to return home, I knew I'd have to face my still ongoing problems, but instead I ignored them and continued living the way that I was. It was the beginning of my senior year when my parents could still tell that something was wrong, and this time we all came together and agreed that it would be the best for me to go into a residential program at Rogers Memorial Hospital in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin on December 31. I still had a few weeks before I was going to leave. I was nervous and I was afraid to tell anyone because of what they would say. Luckily, I knew just the place where it would be safe to open up about my past and current struggles I was facing, Fountain Club. During one of the Vesper sessions, a time where we join as a group and listen to clubbers' joys and concerns, I decided I would share where I was going to be staying for a while. Fountain Club was the only place where I felt comfortable sharing anything. This was a breakthrough, and I felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders because of the support that was given to me. Later in December, I left for almost 4 months getting help in the residential and partial programs and returned on April 18th. My first club back was Relevance for Life, and we went as a group to Grand Haven Beach and picked up trash for Earth Day. Once we finished, we went back to Patty and Todd Johnson's cottage and had another session of Vespers. Everyone was so happy that I was back at club and told me how much they missed me, and I remember how much it warmed my heart. I know that without everyone's support from Fountain Club and Fountain Street Church, I would not be in the place that I am today. This is a place where I can call home, where no one ever judges, and through people I was able to be healed. This is my story, and no matter what yours may be, you belong here too.
Hi, my name is Erica Stubbs, and I've been going to Fountain Street Church my entire life, and that is something that I'm so grateful for. This place has done so much for me. It's opened my eyes to the world around me, helped me create some of my best friends I have, given me amazing memories and experiences that will last a lifetime, and has shaped me into the person that I am today. One thing that has stuck with me from Fountain Club has been the yin and the yang. The good and the bad. When I first joined club, I was curious about the giant yin yang painted on the wall in the shrine room, and I've been constantly looking at it for the past 4 years of my high school life every Sunday. The yin and the yang. The two complete opposite things, and yet they go together perfectly. The yin is the negative and the dark. The yang is the positive and the bright. One cannot exist without the other. Life has its ups and downs, and constantly it is never all good or never all bad. That's what Fountain Club is to me. It teaches us that we need to have both the ups and the downs, and it's a place where everything is okay there. It's okay to be sad, and it's okay to be happy there. You need both in your life in order to have a fulfilling life. If this helps when things are down, that it will get better and everything will be okay. This place, my home, has always opened my eyes over and over again. I have met a handful of people who have different perspectives and different lifestyles. Every Sunday has always been fun for me. It is never a bore for me to have to wake up early on a Sunday morning when all my friends are still sleeping in. I did not realize how fortunate and lucky I was to go here till one day in about 2nd or 3rd grade. My sister was driving me home from character school, and it was one of the first days that it was really nice outside, and I just didn't want to be at church that day. We probably were only there for about an hour and just sat in the character school. Anyway, that day in character school, we didn't really do what I wanted to do, apparently. Didn't live up to my standards. We probably just talked. But for some reason, it seemed to be boring. And I asked her why we had to go to church every single Sunday on nice days when I wanted to be outside. She simply said, "Erica, think about it. If you didn't go, what would you be doing instead? Sitting in the tree outside. You're about to go do that anyway, so what's the point of just waiting an extra hour? If you didn't come here, you wouldn't be friends with all the people that you have. You wouldn't be friends with Maggie, with Shasta, or any of the other people that you are lifetime friends with. So why not spend that extra hour just doing something else?" And for some reason, that seemed like the biggest epiphany of my lifetime. And honestly, it probably was, considering I was still in elementary school. As time progressed, I went through character school to Tower Club to Fountain Club. All of the leaders and the adults in these groups, I wanted to thank them for letting the kids be themselves when we couldn't be ourselves anywhere else. It is one of the greatest gifts anyone could give. Fountain Street Church has done that for everyone. You can be who you are, and no one really cares. Fountain Street Church is the most opening and caring group of people I have ever met, and I'm honored to be able to say I'm a part of it. From traveling to Chicago, coming of age, to New Orleans freshman year, to Arizona last year, I could talk about it all of these places for hours and hours, how it has given me an open mind and how it's impacted my life for the rest of my life. But I'm not going to stand up here for hours and hours because 1, no one really wants to hear all of that, and 2, I'm not really that big of a fan of speaking in front of a lot of people. All these years, this church has been my home and my favorite place to be. I love coming here every Sunday, and I'm gonna miss it next year. But I know that when I come back, I'll still be welcomed and it'll still be a joy. I can sit anywhere and feel okay. Thank you so much for being such an eye-opening and welcoming place in my home.
You guys are awesome. I miss being in choir. I brought a lilac, piece of a lilac bush because, Grand Rapids has been invaded by lilacs in the past few days, and I'm not mad about it at all. But I'm super nervous and my hands are shaky, so lilacs, I don't know, they smell good. Okay, this is an interesting start. I think this is a very interesting situation because I don't think I've been in a room with so many people just in one place that I respect and have so much love for. I care about so many of you. And those of you who I haven't met yet, I'm Joanna Barcelo. I'm a Fountain Clubber. I've been in Fountain Club for 2 years now, and it has done wonderful things. I moved here from Chicago, kind of trying to get away from some bad decisions that I made, and Fountain Club was my first and biggest supporter, and so it means a lot to me. I might actually press this lilac and keep it forever to remember this moment, because this is kind of crazy. Okay, well, Fountain Club taught me that all emotions are acceptable, and that in any state I can come here and be accepted by For example, the choir, who are an older generation, they accepted me like a friend and a little daughter. But then there are my peers who greeted me as a long-lost friend when I first came. I was very nervous because, believe it or not, I get very nervous, even though I smile and play it off most of the time. So I could tell you the infinite details of my fantastic transition from who I was 2 years ago to now, but really what I want to say is, I'm sorry. I wanted to say how much confidence Fountain Street Church had given me, but I'm kind of contradicting that right now. But I have learned a lot here. I have learned to open my mind and open my heart. I was raised Christian and transitioned to atheist when I was about 9 years old. And I came here, and it gave me the idea of looking at every religion and taking the morals and taking what I find real to me and putting that into my own kind of religion. And I think that was really important for me because that creates like a stronger foundation of like who I am and my background morals. So that has been very influential from Fountain Street Church and also Fountain Club. We have gone on many trips. Most influential was to the Grand Canyon, and it was about 20 of us, I think, all sitting meditating, probably about 5 feet away. And I was sitting on this cliff and just looking out into what looked like a painting, and there was probably like 50 feet below me, which I don't know if that was allowed, but it happened. And I just opened my eyes and I looked around, and everyone had their eyes closed and was in their own place. And I have never found a more pure place of solace. And when I come to Fountain Street Church, just walk in the building, I feel that same feeling. It has followed me. And I just want to thank all of you because you all are a part of it. When you don't show up to church, there's a little piece missing. So I think that I want to thank you for being here. You guys are awesome. And thank you for allowing me to be a volunteer with the Mardi Gras parties and alternative prom and choir and everything else you do for the community. It's been a great run. And I'm sticking around for about 2 years to go to GRCC, so you guys will still see me. I'll just be a real whole member of the church. I'm really excited about that. And I had a different path I wanted to go on, but I just want to end this with thanking you all. And something that I also want to say to, I believe Tower Club is here. Is Tower Club? Hi, Tower Club. You don't know me, but hi. I know you. And also, well, to every generation in this church is to never stop wondering and never stop wandering. You don't have to have a path. You don't have, even if you're 60 years old and think you've had every job and career you could possibly have, you can still wander. We're all humans. We're beautiful humans. And that's kind of the point. So, yeah, thank you.
Good morning. My name is Isabel Morrison, and I am a fifth-generation Fountain Streeter. I've been going here for as long as I can remember. One day in kindergarten, we learned about primary colors and how they formed the basis of all other colors, and how one could never create them by mixing other ones. For some reason, I really had a problem with this. The basis of my fixation was on red. Later that week, we were coloring using markers, And I experimented, trying to see how I could prove to my teacher that it could be done. By some miracle of chemistry, upon using a pink marker and an orange marker, I succeeded in what I believed to be mixing a primary color. Though I now understand that it occurred because red is the main color used in both pigments, at the time I was thrilled. My teacher would not be convinced, nor would any of the other adults I told of my miraculous feat, but at least I was satisfied with myself. I grew up questioning authority, which is probably mostly due to my time at Fountain Street. My first experiences here were with the junior choir. When I was 4, my father and I attended my older sister Lee's choir practices each week. One Sunday, the director notified everyone that they would be singing in the big church the next Sunday. I looked at my dad and said matter-of-factly, "I'm singing too." Though I was 2 years too young to join at the regular age, my bewildered father decided that he would consult the director on the matter. Mr. McCarger said that although I couldn't read yet, as long as I learned the music by ear, I would be welcome. I now sing in the adult choir, as well as playing viola and piano and singing in the Grand Rapids Symphony Youth Chorus. My life of music started at Fountain Street Church, and I now plan to major in music next year at Vassar College. Growing up, I had many questions, ideas, and discoveries. One day, I asked my mom what the deal was with this Jesus guy, explaining that I had heard during character school that first he was at a too-crowded farm, and then he was at a too-crowded circus, and finally that he was tied up on a rack and died. Fountain Street told me to question everything that I heard. It also taught me to value myself and my own opinion. In second grade, my opinion of myself was so high that I thought the only option for me when I grew up was to become president. Fountain Street has been with me every step of the way as I have grown up. I spent the past 4 years of my life in Fountain Club. During the week, the alarm that wakes me up is labeled class, but on Sundays it says go home. The home to which it refers is Fountain Club. This is no ordinary group of teenagers. Like most youth groups, we have fun playing games, cooking and eating together, and volunteering in the church and in the community. Yet there are also more meaningful times when we sit in total silence or recount to the group our joys and concerns or listen to someone cry about what's happening in their life. Outside of church, we take trips together, most recently to New Orleans and Arizona. Wherever we go, we bring our unique balance of merriment and solemnity, and I have been blessed to be a member of this exceptional group of young people. This is what makes it my home. All of my experiences at Fountain Street Church have helped to shape me into the creative, open-minded, curious, and happy person that I am today. Thank you.
No.